Gold. Now we want to analyze the chart for the next week, but before that I want to just explain about my last video. In my last video, when the price was here, we just talk about how the price can move up and drop, and all the explanation is in my last video. And anyway, whether the price move up and drop, what we were expecting happen, but we didn't have any trade set up. And one things we were talking in my last video, when the price was around here, that's mean we didn't have this correction yet. We say we can have a entry below this for those traders they like or they have experience to trade with having the entry below the low or high. Even we talk about this, alright. But when we see this kind of the move and we see the price correcting and moving up, then when we have this type of the correction, then this kind of the entry is not valid. That means when we see the price correcting and moving up and we see this one, then this entry not valid. That means we cannot trade this type of the entry. This entry is the only times when the price within this range and drop, similar to what we have here. I explained in my last video. Anyone they wanna know what I'm talking, they can refer to this my last video. Alright, now we wanna see how we can trade for the next week. We move to daily chart. Alright, based on the daily chart, we want to see, now we have a correction, and this, as we can see, small correction here based on daily, whether we can get this trade to at least this low or not. That means we are interested in this trade for next week. Then we move to forward chart. Okay, as I mentioned right now, we are interested, we get the correction trade setup from here at least to this low. Alright, now we want to see how we can get this trade. Okay, when the market open, we want to see how the chart can correct here, and if we get a correction and trade setup, then we sell. Okay, but now the question is, how about if the market open, the price sharply move down? Then we don't have any trade setup. Then we need to wait for the correction and see how the correction can develop. In any case, we need to wait when the market open next week. We get the correction, we see how this one can develop, then from there whether we can this trade or not. But what we are interested, we want to get this if we can get. Alright, may move to 1 hour chart. Alright, now we can see more clear, and we just need to wait for the correction next week to develop this. I mean the chart develop the correction. But now one thing I want to highlight, what if we are wrong? And what if the price from here drop, correct, similar to what I'm drawing, slowly move down with the in terms of the correction? If we get this, we don't know how low, how deep it can move. But if we get this type of the correction, this type of the move, then we cannot expect the sell, what we are talking right now. Then from there, we see how deep the price can go, and with the information we have it, then from there we need to look for one move up. Anyway, we don't have any information, and next week we just follow the chart. We see how the chart can develop and what kind of the information we can get. Anyway, if I get any information, any new update next week, then I will share on YouTube. Thanks.